Hi, everyone. Welcome to another edition of Immigration Nation. My name is Nicole Whitaker. I'm an immigration lawyer. My office is in Towson, Maryland, but my office represents clients all over the country. If you have an immigration case, if you'd like to get a work permit, a green card, or U.S. citizenship, give us a call. If you would like to get a green card for a family member, you can also give us a call. Our phone number is 410-207-9272. Today, I'm answering your questions about immigration. I'm on Facebook as well as TikTok. So if you have a question, shoot your question to me in the comments and I'll do my best to answer them. One question I get all the time is, how can I get my parents a green card? A lot of people think that if they are over 21, they're eligible to get a green card for their parents. And that's true to an extent, but it's not true for everyone. So first I'll talk about the situation in which a child who's a U.S. citizen over 21 can get a green card for their parent, and then I'll talk about what they can do if that scenario is not an option for them or isn't their situation. So when can a child over 21 who's a U.S. citizen petition for a green card for their parent? So first, and probably most importantly, is that their parent has to have entered the U.S. with inspection. In other words, they had to have entered the United States with some kind of a visa or through the visa waiver program or with a border crossing card. If your parent entered the U.S. without inspection, they entered illegally, crossing the border not at a port of entry, then they are unlikely to be eligible to adjust status unless they meet other exceptions to the rule. Second, in order to petition for a green card for your parents through adjustment of status inside the U.S., in addition to your parent having entered the U.S. with status, you have to prove that you have a certain income in order to apply for the affidavit of support or to file the affidavit of support. However, if you don't have the sufficient income on your own, you're able to have a joint sponsor file an affidavit of support with you. So we have to prove that your parents entered the U.S. with inspection, and we have to prove that you have a sufficient income to file the adjustment application, or if not, that you have a family member or a friend, anyone with a green card or U.S. citizenship that can be a joint sponsor with you. Important things to know are that as long as your parent meets the requirement of having entered the U.S. with inspection, and assuming they have no serious immigration history or criminal history, it does not matter if your parent entered with a visa but overstayed their visa. So even if they entered with a tourist visa or a student visa or a work visa, it expired, they overstayed, and they've been here for years, it doesn't matter. You are still eligible to petition for them. So that's the scenario in which you are eligible to petition for your parent. Some other situations, or I promised to talk about what would happen if that's not your situation. So let's say that your parent did enter the U.S. without inspection. They entered illegally across the border. In that case, if your parent were to come to me, I would do what's called a general screening with them, or what at least I call a general screening. I ask a ton of questions between me and my team to see what potential immigration programs they might be eligible for. Typically, if they're not eligible for adjustment of status because they entered without inspection, then we would have to see if they're eligible for a waiver, or we would have to see if they're eligible for any other kind of program. For example, some programs that I help people with are programs for people that have been victims of serious crimes in the U.S., a program for people who have been the victim of serious mistreatment in the workplace. There's a program for people who have been victims of abuse, or they have serious problems with their spouse, their husband or wife, or their adult U.S. citizen children who are U.S. citizens. I also screen people for the Life Act, NACARA, sometimes other forms of relief that are less common, but occasionally we find that people are eligible for some of those smaller, lesser known programs. All right, I'm getting some questions. I hope that helps answer the question that I get all the time. How can I help my parents get a green card? How can I petition for my parents? Deo asks, I have a wife who chooses not to live with me as we can't afford a whole lot, as she doesn't work and won't live with a roommate. How do I prove to immigration that she is my wife and we don't, even though we don't live together? So I have had a ton of marriage-based immigration cases. And we have an incredible success rate with the marriage-based cases that we have. We've had a handful of cases where our clients didn't live together for different reasons. Sometimes it was money. A lot of times it's because one or both of the clients, both of the spouses are studying, or it's for work reasons. One spouse lives in the city where they work, and for whatever reason, the other spouse chooses not to live there. So there are a number of genuine reasons why spouses might not live together, but it does make your case extra suspicious, if you will, to immigration. So it's really important that you have a lot of other evidence showing that your relationship is genuine. Some things you can use to show that your relationship is genuine. USCIS wants to see documentary evidence, like pieces of paper that have both of your names on it. They give the most weight to evidence related to finances. So evidence proving that you're sharing your finances together. Jointly filed tax returns, proof that you are both on a lease somewhere. Even if your spouse doesn't spend the night with you, if they're on the lease and they come and spend the night occasionally, or you spend the night occasionally at their place. If you have added your spouse to utilities, to your phone bill, your internet, your cable, your electric. If you and your spouse are on the same health insurance plan or car insurance plan, or you or your spouse is added to the other's plan as a beneficiary for a retirement account, life insurance, any other employee benefit accounts, those are all super helpful. If you have purchased property together, like you're both named on the title to a vehicle, or maybe you've adopted a dog together. Of course, if you own a house together, that would be proof that you could give to USCIS. Other than those documents that are related to finances, you can provide evidence just in general that you guys are living your lives together. Proof of your text message history, proof that you travel together. If you guys both took a road trip somewhere and spent the night at a hotel, or proof that you both flew to a different city together and you have the airline tickets that match. Obviously, photographs of you and your spouse at different events, in different places, at different times with different people. It's really important that you include in the captions, that you include captions to your photographs. So for example, if you are providing 10, 20, 50 pictures, it's really important that you include a caption. It can be handwritten or printed, saying who's in the picture, when the picture was taken, and what the event was. So to answer your question, even if you and your wife choose not to spend the night together in the same place every night because you're living in different cities for whatever reason, it won't kill your immigration petition, but it is going to make it a lot harder. If it's possible, I would recommend that you hire a lawyer to help you with the process, because your case is going to be held to a much higher level of scrutiny if you don't have evidence that you guys are living in the same place. If you'd like to consult with me or my team, you can schedule a consultation by calling us at 410-207-9272. You could also send us a private message with your phone number, and we will give you a call. So that is all the time that I have for now. I plan to be live a little later. So if you have questions, you can keep adding them as comments here. And other than that, I will see you guys the next time on the next edition of Immigration Nation.